morning, everybody. Welcome to STEAM Saturday. I'm your host, Miss Laura, and we are brought to you by the Pasco County Library System and the folks at the Hugh Embry and New River Libraries. Today, we're going to be making leaf gliders, a variation on the good old paper airplane. Here's what you're going to need. The main thing we need are some leaves. Now in your kit you're going to have some copies of my leaf outlines, and to cut those out you're going to need some scissors. Now to measure how far your airplane flies you're going to need some kind of ruler. I don't expect you to have one quite as fancy as my wonderful antique yardstick here, but anything to measure will be fantastic. Now to test our aerodynamics, we're going to try paper clips and maybe some little coins, or I have here some buttons, maybe some scotch tape to put those on with. Maybe the tape will work as it is. So I am going to cut out some leaf shapes, and if you go outside on a nature walk, maybe you can pick up some real leaves and try with those as well. I'm going to cut out my leaves and join you back in just a moment. Okay, I have cut out 3 of my leaves. Now, when we're doing a science experiment, it's important to only change one variable at a time. So because these are very different shapes, I'm going to fold them into what I'm thinking of as kind of a traditional airplane shape. Do any of you know the 4 forces that act on an airplane or something in flight? The first one that I'm sure you've heard of is gravity. That's the force that pulls it down. Well, what's the force that pushes it up? Because if there was only gravity, then airplanes would be kind of like cars. It's called lift. And that is the air going underneath the wings. That's what gives it lift. It makes it go up. Well, how does it get that wind underneath the wings? There isn't, fans under there blowing up. That would be odd. So let's see, we got a force going down, a force going up. What other directions are there? Well, there's a direction coming this way. Now, this is the nose of our airplane. That's like when it goes forward. That is called drag, because it's the pressure of the air as the airplane is going through. Now, if there's one here, there must be one here. Well, what makes the airplane go forward? Those great big engines. The force on the back of the plane is called thrust. So, when our airplane's engines start, and they start blowing all that air, it pushes the airplane forward. Kind of like the engine in your car forces your car forward. Now, we want to get that lift underneath the wings. Have you ever looked at an airplane's wings? They're not flat, are they? They are domed on the top and flat underneath. I'm going to get a little sciencey here for you. When the airplane is moving forward, the air that comes over the top has to travel further than the air that goes underneath, because it's going over that dome shape. So that air is traveling faster, this air is traveling slower, so this air is actually heavier because the molecules are less spread out. So this air being heavier can push up, and that is why the airplane goes up. Isn't that interesting? So that's our 4 forces. So now we get to the fun part. We're going to throw each of our airplanes and we're going to measure how far they go. Okay, so let's try a few. We'll try a few modifications here. I'm going to add some weight to the bottom. And you know what? Maybe if I make that wing a little domed on top. Here's some of the other things you can try, as well as the paper clips. You can tape on some buttons or coins. Maybe tape them on along the bottom. Or how about on the wings? See, especially these buttons are kind of domed on the top. Maybe that would help. And you can also chart which airplane flew the furthest. And don't forget, you're going to use your ruler, your tape measure. That way you would be able to compare how far each airplane flew. Well, I hope you had fun today using the engineering design process to design your airplanes out of leaves, whether they were construction paper or a real leaf or a fabric leaf. And do go ahead and make a chart of how far your leaves flew so you can compare what worked best. And if you get any film or if you want to take a picture of your chart and your leaves, do go ahead and share them with us. I always love seeing what you're doing at home, and I would love to see you fly your airplanes much better than I can fly them. I'll see you again soon. Bye.